Okay, so the previous video has stopped. I'm not sure when it did stop. But I'm walking right now, and this beautiful horse is looking at me. This horse is so beautiful. Just, the horses is usually down the street. But it's a horse right here, and she's just so still, just standing. She done shit it all over the place. I know people don't like to look at shit sometimes. But wow, this is a beautiful horse. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's thundering right now. It's raining right now. This beautiful, wow. And she eating good too. Her ribs not even showing or nothing. But wow, this is a beautiful behind horse. Oh my goodness. Wow. So that's a beautiful horse, man. But I got places to be. It's raining, and stuff like that. It's just like the way she was looking at me, or he or she, the way they was looking at me. I'm just like, wow, she must know me or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just standing there all beautiful, like. But anyway, so yeah, like as far as my Mercury, just like me utilizing my third house natal, where my natal third house is at, and also where my natal third house is at, and then also just thinking about Mercury as if it was in my fifth house, just because the sun is in Capricorn, and that's where I got fifth house in Capricorn. But me just kind of putting that together just because I feel like it. I don't know necessarily if that's really a thing, but that's just how I'm seeing it, where it's like the sun is in Capricorn, so like, the sun is in Capricorn, so like I got fifth house my fifth house is in Capricorn, and I don't know why I'm even putting this together, but I just kind of like the idea of putting this together. Fifth house and third house. Maybe it's the relationship between the third house and the fifth house. So the third house birthed Gemini, the fifth house birthed Leo. So maybe I'm thinking about the relationship between third house and fifth house aspects, or third house and fifth house birthing these signs when it comes to the relationship between Gemini and Leo. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. But I don't necessarily know off the top of my head the relationship between Gemini and Leo or whatever. I know when it's the same element, they trine. I know when they're like 90 degrees away from each other, that's like a square. I know when it's like 150 degree angle from each other, that's like an in conjunction. I know it's when it's 120 degree angle from each other, that's an opportunity. So I'm kind of trying to think like third, fourth, fifth, so 30, 60, 90, 36, no, maybe 36, 30, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not the best at math or whatever. I am a lot better at math than I realized, especially with the stuff I'm tuning, the math equations and the mental gymnastics and shit I'm actually focusing on right now. It's a lot different, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever than the shit I was thinking about or having to communicate about when I was in school. It's like more stuff where it's like the equation is like my actual experiences. So my experiences are my spiritual experiments, and I kind of see that just like a math equation as well. Not just experiments being correlated with science, but also it being correlated with math equations and shit. So the equation, the first part of the equation could be something like you experience something, and then plus another circumstance and scenario you experience, and based off of those two circumstances and situations and what you learned and the knowledge and the wisdom that you was able to extract from those experiences is what created what's on the other side of the equal sign, like what those things are. So for example, like okay, so experience one could be so I'll just use like my day as an example right now. So experience me having a job interview today, right? Plus it being Mercury Day or something like that, which is not really okay. So the first part of the equation, the idea of having an interview, right? So the idea I had when I decided to apply online, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole energy of like, I'm gonna apply to this particular place. You know what I'm saying? Just that idea, right? That's the first part of the equation. Plus the second part of the equation, which is like the day I had scheduled the interview, right? So when I first had scheduled this interview, it was the last full moon that's when my interview day was supposed to be, right? But they called me and they asked me if I had certain documents and shit like that, and I told them that I didn't have those documents or whatever, and I told them that I could order it though, and they said, okay, order them documents and then come in for your interview. So just reschedule the interview, they basically told me. So I'm like, okay. So I rescheduled the interview for the last day that I could schedule for that particular interview, which was today, January 4th. So I did that first, and then I was looking up, like, okay, birth certificate, like getting my birth certificate and shit, like seeing how long that would take based off of the state where I was physically born, you know, as a human when I got here. It take the longest fucking time for it to get here. So I'm like, okay. So then I looked up my social security, how long it would take for my social security card, and it was significantly less. Like, it only took I think a week or two or something like that, and it was free, you know. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I got that together, right? So, and this is the whole experience of the second part of this equation, right? So there was that. So I mean, this is kind of like the third too, like the third. I mean, it really don't be about like times and then plussing and adding and minusing and subtracting and shit like that. It more so be like this experience and this experience, you know, created this kind of outcome. Like, you reached this destination, and the travel was these different parts of the equation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I had the idea about the job. I applied to the job. They called me for the interview. I thought I was about to go to my interview last full moon. You know, they told me I needed certain documents. I rescheduled the interview for today. It just so happened that it's the day before the full moon instead of the day of the heart. So before, when I was supposed to have my interview, it was like the heart of the full moon. Like it was like right in the middle of the full moon, right? So this time, it's like instead of it being, you know, the actual day of the full moon and it being in a different sign, now it's like the day before. So this is Gemini, and last time I looked, it was like 17 degrees, and I think it moves a degree every 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. So like maybe it's at like 18, 19, 20 right now or something like that. But you know, I feel like when a sign is in a particular energy, it still has the energy of the sign before it and after it, even if it's not referenced into your natal. Like Gemini, like Taurus and Cancer. Like, I think those aspects of Taurus and Cancer affects where the current moon is at right now. So, okay, so, yeah, so, you know, instead of it being on that particular previous moon, it's on this particular previous moon. And my Cancer, my natal moon is in Cancer or whatever. So, whenever you have a certain natal and the transits and what's going on is like that same thing. So, like, let's say you're a Cancer moon and it's a Monday. It don't matter which Monday or something. Or if you're a Libra and it's Friday, or, you know, because Friday, Venus, Monday, Moon Day, Cancer, you know, and shit like that. The stuff that you're able to do, you're able to get away with a lot more stuff than any other day. Like a Cancer Moon Day would be the day, even though it's the previous day. But, you know, I also have a third house stellium, right? And it involves my North Node, and my North Node conjuncts with so many other planets and shit like that. So it's like, when it comes to my spiritual path, I was on my spiritual path the last time. I'm on my spiritual path this time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to learn certain things and correlate and move different equations around and shit. Speaking of the equations, you know, all of this is about that equation coming out with that outcome. So let's say the outcome is like, once you get this particular job, what you're able to do with it. You know what I'm saying? What I'm able to do with the money that I receive. How I'm able to use my coin for... I don't think it's raining no more. Cool, it's not raining no more. I'm gonna pull this bitch out when it starts to rain again. But okay, so yeah, like what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the outcome would be like not just me getting the job, but like me working at the job, accumulating and building up a certain amount of, you know, currency You know what I'm saying? And with that currency, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to, you know, I'm able to purchase the things I want to purchase, and then once I purchase them, what I'm able to do with them, how I'm able to change the world with those things. For example, jobs, art supplies, art studio supplies, fabric equipment, and clothing, and fabric sewing machine, embroidery machine, all this different stuff I'm able to purchase just based off of the first part of the equation, the second part of the equation, all these, how these times and pluses and fucking all these fucking terms that come with math and shit like that. Me being able to do all that and transmute it. Okay, so also in the particulars that come with this equation is like my ability to be able to not let the rain affect me in a negative way is a part of the equation of how I got that outcome. Because if I wasn't in the right state of being on my way to this job, if I was finding too many things to complain about, if I left the house early, late or something like that, if I didn't do all the things I was doing at this particular time, I might have a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me being able to do everything I'm doing now, you know what I'm saying, and transmute, utilize the tools around me. And even if I might feel a sense of unfulfillment, like, of course I would prefer to be in a car right now. You know what I'm saying? But me seeing this as my legs and my body and this vehicle as the best possible vehicle ever, and a car couldn't even compare to this shit. Me being able to see it like that, it's like, shout out to Dave Beyond. He said that's the motherfucking, you don't crack the code. You don't crack the code when you're able to see your unfulfillment or whatever. You're able to see it like as more than the scenario that's presented. So that means you crack the code. You done hit the jackpot. You know what I'm saying? Jackpot in terms of, like I was just talking about, what I'm able to do with the money. You know what I'm saying? What I'm able to do with all of the money that I'm able to receive and accumulate, and me being able to transmute everything going on up until me leading to that day. You know what I'm saying? Because right now it's just interview day, but I already imagine and see myself Jupiter, just like the arrow when it flies. I already see myself, you know what I'm saying? I already visualize myself fire, you know what I'm saying? I see myself already getting the check, you know what I'm saying? I see myself already getting the money and what I'm doing with the money. And it's still the goddamn, I'm still walking to the damn interview, you know what I'm saying? But just what I'm able to visualize and see, and how I'm able to transmute my surroundings, you know what I'm saying? For example, my whip, you know what I'm saying? My beautiful whip that I see everywhere, and all these different color coordinations and shit like that. I can imagine and see myself color coordinating as far as the clothes I'm wearing that day with my vehicle, and then where I'm choosing to drive and go in my vehicle, you know what I'm saying? I could be putting that bitch on a boat, taking that boat to the States, connecting with soul groups, subconscious community, you know what I'm saying? And bringing the clothes and the fabric and everything I done created and designed out here based off of what I was able to accumulate from this job. I'm able to travel with it to the States, you know what I'm saying? And me traveling with it to the States, the shirts, it's not just shirts, and it's not just designs, it's not just particular clothing and shit, but it's what the clothing represents. It's what's on the clothing, you know what I'm saying? My ideas when it comes to how I'm designing it, the intention I'm putting into everything, and the knowledge and the wisdom that I'm putting on those particular, like this right now is a video, and I'm talking and I'm on a video, right? But it's like those clothes that I would be making and putting the different signs and embroidery and heat press and all these different logos and lyrics and everything I'm putting onto it, right? It represents shit like this, like me going on this journey. Like y'all watching this video and it might seem like I'm so distant and so far from y'all. It might seem like such a different world than where y'all might be at right now. But it's like me being able to connect and close in that gap by building up what I'm building up, by working, you know, going through the obstacles and challenges and cherishing them, getting to this job, you know what I'm saying? Getting the job, you know what I'm saying? And this will be my first interview where, you know, I might have to be using the Spanish I know, you know what I'm saying? It just started lightning and I'm right underneath this thing. And I'm even imagining if something was to happen to me and I was to get struck by motherfucking lightning, it gave me some motherfucking power. So I snapped my fingers and I'm already there. My shoes is dried up, you know what I'm saying? It's really just how you see it, you know what I'm saying? But like, let's say, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to accumulate and build up you know what I'm saying, this certain amount of currency, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to build it up just based off of the state of being I'm in before I even get the physical money. Where your mind go, your body go, you know what I'm saying. And like, I'm able to close in that gap because it's like, it's thunder right now, it's lightning right now. And that's one aspect too. So when it comes to my natal Mercury is not just in the 3rd house, but it's also at 0 degrees Scorpio, and it cusps with the sign before it, Libra. So when Libra and Scorpio come together, that fixated air, Libra, Scorpio, fixated water and cardinal air, fixed cardinal, 0 degrees, Mercury 0 degrees, Scorpio is fixed water, and it is cusping with the sign before it, Libra, cardinal air. When those two elements come together, it creates the cloud. But not just any cloud, it creates the thunderstorm cloud. And as you can see, maybe you've seen, it's fucking lightning right fucking now. I just heard a rumble of thunder just then. It's been raining throughout this day. I hear the thunder rumbling right now. Literally, right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when it comes to that thunder, rumbling, cloud energy, it's like, you know, you can start to think about how do people react and respond to thunderstorms and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Your grandma, your grandparents, they might turn off all the lights in the house. Like, okay, won't need to be aware of anything. Won't need all the lights on right now. It's a good time to go into the dark and go into your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Get a flashlight and read the book. Read a book in your room. You know what I'm saying? Versus watching TV and seeing what the fuck is being presented to you by the news and the media and shit like that. And you go find a book that you purposely chose out that you like, and you read that book, and the words that you're seeing from that, how you able to visualize the words that's written in this book, and you able to visualize it in your own way versus the TV, you know what I'm saying, versus the way the TV presents you so many images and shit like that. But even beyond that, you writing your own fucking book, you journaling, you know what I'm saying, you don't even gotta pick up a book, you go journal, write in your diary, you know what I'm saying. That's like the vibration of motherfucking thunder and shit. When, you know, when I was growing up, when it was a thunderstorm and shit like that, even when I went to camp, right, they tell us different precautions, like, oh, when it's thundering, you can't be on the field, or when it's thundering, you can't be in the road, when it's thundering, this and that. And I'm saying, it's like, I'm low-key in, like, if that was the case, I'm low-key in, like, a risky situation right now, just based off of it raining, it being slippery, I could fall. It being thundering and lightning right now, I could get struck by motherfucking lightning. You know what I'm saying? Me walking in the middle of the street like I just was, I could get hit by a car, you know what I'm saying? But none of that shit really matters to me because, like I said, where your mind go, your body go. So my mind is focused on my intention and my goal that's in front of me of where I'm going. And I don't let any of these obstacles and these things outside of me restrict that or form and shape that into something else that I didn't form and shape and mold. Like, I create the clay that I'm gonna fold and shape up and mold and shit, not me being, just like you use your mind, you don't allow your mind to be used by other motherfuckers and shit like that. So yeah, it's just like having faith, belief, and imagination, being able to utilize your spiritual strength so you get to your destination and get to where the fuck you going. You know what I'm saying? And not letting the external world and not letting things around you dictate how you gonna move. You know what I'm saying? This thunder, this lightning, this ain't gonna make me scared about a motherfucking thing. It's not gonna make me scared about walking underneath these goddamn wires. It's not gonna make me scared about walking in this motherfucking street. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really about what you do with what you know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm walking directly towards the lightning too. Like, it seemed like it was even closer than it just was before. But I'm just choosing to not be fearful about it. Even if I do might jump a little bit because I've seen it. Even if I do might be close to it and shit like that. Even if I do might be looked at as crazy and shit like that. But, you know what I'm saying, just giving death to old thought patterns. There's a cemetery right there. Giving death to old, outdated forms of thinking, communicating patterns and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't focus, you don't have the shit on your mind you don't want to manifest. I don't want to manifest certain shit, so I'm not going to have it on my motherfucking mind. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what's in the external realm. I don't give a fuck how much it's thunder and shit. Oh yeah, so yeah, as I was saying about the thunder, right? when Libra and Scorpio come together, it creates that thunder cusp cloud, right? So, you know, when you're preparing for a thunderstorm, well, I just broke down everything as I was just talking about what the thunderstorm represents. How it's like, I'm showing y'all how to be able to navigate whatever you're going through, regardless of if it's thunder and shit like that. So Libra and Scorpio come together. It's like you feel inspired based off of like somebody communicating about what they're passionate about. So I'm communicating. So when it comes to Scorpio, that's like Mars. And that's your intentions, motivations, and desires. You know what I'm saying? And Libra is like, you know, that one-on-one communication. You know what I'm saying? That intimate kind of whatever, you know what I'm saying? I might be like talking to y'all might feel like, you know, y'all might feel a certain level of, you know what I'm saying, this man is out here brooming and sweeping this shit and not giving a fuck about the lightning. You think I'm about to give a fuck about the lightning, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's just about being able to see from a mile away, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you communicating about your motivations, passions, and desires, which is what I'm doing right now, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's also just I feel like it's however you see thunder and lightning and shit. Like, however you see that for yourself and who you are as an individual, I feel like is what the thunderstorm cloud cusp represents, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, it don't matter what I say or what somebody else explains to you. It's really about the way that you see it. And so also, the destination I'm going to, I haven't necessarily been before, you know what I'm saying? And so right now, I'm kind of wondering, like, am I even going the right way? I mean, I feel like I am, because I seen on the map which way I was supposed to go. And I'm headed towards Condado right now. And I feel like I continue to go straight, I continue to go straight, I continue to go straight. That's when I eventually will end up towards Condado. I know if I continue to go this way, because I passed Santurce, yeah. So if I continue to go this way, you know what I'm saying, that's when I will reach Condado, I believe. But either way it goes, I left at a good enough time where if I was to make a mistake and do something where I might not be at, you know, where I think I might be at or headed in the right direction of where I think, right? It's like, you know, I made enough time for myself to be able to make certain mistakes and shit like that and prepare early and shit like that. But I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way, you know what I'm saying? But just based off of the hills and how the streets is lined up, I know where I'm headed. So I'll be looking up. Yeah. Nah, but you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so yeah, when it comes to just like that thunder and the lightning, I feel like it's just really about how you see it. And I see it as the way I've explained, where it's just like, you don't put your attention so much on things like, if you see a lightning, you're not going to focus on the fact that it's lightning and just see danger and that's it. Like, you might have a certain level of precautions of like, okay, boom, boom, boom. But, you know, your ability to be able to withstand and go through these trials and tribulations and be passionate about how you was able to get through those trials and tribulations in a motivating way. And the intent being from motivation and shit like that inspires other people to be motivated and shit. Like, I feel like that's what it's like about and shit like that. But oh shit. But oh shit. Yo, it be slippery as fuck. Sometimes you don't be knowing where the slipperies be at. I'm grateful that I haven't like fell. You know what I'm saying? I'm very grateful. But anyway, so yeah. Mercury is you moving fast, like you thinking fast, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's important. Like, you driving, you communicating, you going to different places and locations. You gotta learn how to think fast. Like, it's like Mercury is your reflexes, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like the area of life where you have those reflexes and shit in is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm often in these circumstances, situations where I'm walking fast and I'm traveling long distance in my mind, but I'm familiar with those long distance shit that I've been able to develop and shit like that, you know. So yeah, I'm grateful that it's not raining right now too much. I don't really fuck with the rain that be coming from the buildings, but it's cool because, you know what I'm saying, it's cool. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, especially because I have the option of being able to walk in the street, you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna probably go ahead and end this video soon and see how far I am away from my destination, and I'll probably just start up another video. And I already made the thumbnail for these like different series of videos of like day in the life of a vigilante and like traveling 6.7 miles from Rio Pera to Condado. You know, so it's cool, and I just be grateful like I have the legs to be able to walk, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm just grateful. I'm very grateful that, you know, I have the tools that I have to be able to get to my destination and all of that shit. I'm just very, very grateful. But yeah, I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna look at my GPS and I'm gonna see how much longer I got to go. And I do want to make sure that I show the video of me actually getting to Condado, you know what I'm saying? Like, where, you know, I didn't just, you know, all of a sudden I show up and I'm there and it's just like, oh shit, what about the journey from this to this? You know what I'm saying? Even though, like, that's just the way I want to do it. Not saying that anybody expects that from me or anything like that. I'm just saying that's kind of the way I see it. But I feel like the street I'm on inevitably leads to the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, that's kind of how I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I think if I keep going straight, I will reach the train station. If I continue to go down this street, I'll reach, I think, Sagrado Corazon, which is like a train station stop, you know. So once I see that, then I'll really know I'm headed in the right direction. But I feel like I'm pretty much, you know what I'm saying, headed in the right direction. But I'm gonna look it up just to make sure, because I want to be a little responsible. Not too much, a little bit. All right.